And now we move on to our review of Pet Sematary. No, not the old one. No, not Pet Sematary 2. The new one.
Not the book either.
Not the book, yeah. So let's go through our history. I'll do it real quick. Scene 1, 2, haven't read the book.
I've seen neither film, and I haven't read the book.
All right, so moving on to the review. This new one. So originally I was like a little whatever, thought trailer looked kind of bland. Turns out I was pretty pleasantly surprised.
Oh, yeah?
This turned out to be a solid movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, I mean, you had a little higher expectations, I think.
A little bit. I liked the cast a lot, and I liked the way it looked. And to be quite honest with you, I very much liked this movie until a point.
Oh, the ending?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. Mm-hmm. So, let's start off with the acting, though. Acting is really strong in this.
Pretty much on all fronts, especially from Jason Clarke and Amy Sematary. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but the couple that moved to this town in Maine with their 2 kids, they do a great job. They both have a lot to work with, honestly. Namely, Amy Sematary. She does a really good job. God, I hope I'm not fucking her name up.
Yeah.
But you also get a great little... It's a smaller role, sadly, but John Lithgow doing good stuff.
You know, the thing is, he did good, but I was missing that accent, man.
Yeah?
To me, Judd Crandall needs to be talking about going down that road. Yeah, son, that's the old haunted graveyard. Gotta be careful. Sometimes dead is better.
Yeah.
I was missing that a little bit. I just felt like this is just like, sometimes dead is better.
Yeah.
I mean, he was...
You can't go in that forest.
Yeah. I mean, he was good.
He's good.
I would say it was a good role. It was an okay Judd Crandall, though. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, but the point is the acting was very good, and their characters came across very well through the acting. Especially the mom and the dad have different viewpoints. Mm-hmm. So he's kind of, I'm science guy. I believe in rational thinking, and the mom is a bit, not like crazy religious or anything, but
she's had some things happen to her that make her believe in weird things like ghosts and spirits and such.
So you can see they're at odds with how they deal with the concept of death, especially when the daughter asks about that.
Yeah, and I think that one of the bigger, more, I guess we'll say, successful elements of this movie's setup is you have a really good moral dilemma at the center of this movie, and I think that's present in obviously the Stephen King novel as well, and that's one of the things that really stuck out to me about this, more than anything about the movie, is, man, Stephen King just had some great ideas for stuff. This is a great idea for a movie and a great idea for a horror movie that's emotionally loaded and that gives a lot for actors in the movie to work with besides just, I'm scared. It's shit.
There's a monster after me. It's like, well, I've got a decision to make involving this magic place.
Yes, and what is this magic place, this pet cemetery? Or not really the pet cemetery.
Right, it's an interesting hypothetical.
Yeah, what is it about? What is it about Pet Sematary for those who are uninitiated?
Oh, right, since we've completely skipped over the plot. Okay.
For those who don't know.
So Pet Sematary is this magic place. It is a Native American burial ground where when you bury the dead in it, they come back to life. But there's a caveat. They come back, and they're jerks. Mm-hmm. And by jerks, I mean they have a tendency to be evil.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, fuck it. I mean, it's sort of a spoiler, but not really.
Well, the first usage of the Pet Sematary isn't.
Okay, it starts with the cat, and the cat comes back a bit nasty.
Church, the cat gets killed. They bring him back to spare the daughter.
The grief of learning about the cat.
Yes, exactly. And lo and behold, oh boy, Church is not the same.
Church is not the same. Mm-hmm. And I think the fact that Church comes back not the same, but like in terms of, how intelligent he is for a cat, that's the same. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes this more... One thing really stuck out to me while watching this movie. I realized this is so much more interesting than zombies to me. Mm-hmm. Because zombies are unthinking. You come back evil, but you're still thinking from the Pet Sematary. I think that's why it's such a cool concept in general.
You're still a version of yourself. You're just the evil version of yourself.
Which is, to me, far more scary.
Yeah, and it feels a little bit more a little bit not real, but it just feels like a different sort of interpretation of zombies, which is good. There isn't sort of this, there isn't sort of this take on the undead that exists as prevalent as like the undead brainless brain eating zombies,
Right.
But as I mentioned, while I think the tone, the atmosphere, and the acting is very good, and I think it leads to a very, very morally interesting place, which we can't really talk about that yet, but I think it does bring us to a place that is, when this movie's in the meat of itself, that's when we're really getting to the heart of the entertainment value of this. And by entertainment, I mean the moral dilemma. However, oh boy, does this ending suck. I gotta be honest. I did not like it, especially when I found out the actual ending of the book. It is a diversion from the end of the book.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, that's a non-spoiler spoiler, but yes, there's a difference, a major difference from the book. Mm-hmm. Well, there's a few huge differences overall.
Yeah.
And you're right. Because the first third is the setup, and they really take their time building atmosphere, which I thought was really well done. Mm-hmm. It's kind of weird to build atmosphere with just a location and just the pet cemetery, but they do it really, really well.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of spooky stuff in there too. Really violent, gross things that happen as well that we can't really talk about.
I felt like they kind of relied on other spooky shit that I felt like wasn't directly connected to the pet cemetery itself, but more to just the town it's in, which I thought was a little bit of a cop-out, but I don't know, that might have been in the book too.
What's with these truckers, man? These truckers got to get fucking they got to get something going. They don't know how to fucking drive.
Well, they're coming from Derry, apparently.
That would make sense.
Easter egg time. There's a street sign that says Derry because that's where it is. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's in Maine, man. Maine's not as big of a state.
Yeah, so Derry
exists.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pet Cemetery.
Okay, so it starts off the spooky atmosphere, then weird shit starts happening, and then there's the uses of the pet cemetery, which that stuff's all good, but the third act slowly devolves. Well, first, what am I talking about? Slowly. It happens so fast. Third act is a little squished together.
Yeah.
It's a bit condensed, and in doing so, it's sort of... you had this interesting movie, as you said, with the moral dilemma. All the stuff that made it good, all of a sudden, kind of, it just sort of peters out into something
It fizzles.
It fizzles into basically, I hate saying this because I overall like the movie, but standard fare for modern horror movies.
Yeah, and more importantly, it was just like, not even just a downer of an ending. Like, I felt like it tried to just be too shocking of an ending to be like, ooh, this will show the audience. Like, that's not what the fuck I saw this for. Come on, man.
Also, there's a way to do that, but in a better way.
Yeah, like, Jesus Christ, look at any Stephen King thing, The Shining, for fuck's sakes. Like, that has a happy-ish ending, but it's not so much a happy ending. It's got implications for the future. They made a fucking sequel about it.
Yeah.
But that's my huge problem. And I honestly say, like, well, Robert, what the fuck? You think that it's just a shitty ending. Like, what's the problem with that? Like, endings mean a big deal to me. If I leave the theater feeling bad, it's going to be hard for me to look back and be like, but the first 119 minutes were good.
But they covered the Pet Cemetery song. How could you leave unhappy?
Yeah, they cover the Pet Cemetery song right after the image of something really fucking bad, and like that doesn't go with it at all. I was like, wow, that's 1-800 jarring as fuck.
It's funny you mention that because the first time I saw Pet Cemetery, I was hanging out with some friends, and we literally laughed our asses off when we heard that song because it just totally kills anything that was scary about.
Intended.
Yeah. Yeah, but like it literally killed anything that was scary about the ending.
And it doesn't bring it back to life.
Right. So, yeah, as we said, the third act is kind of where, I wouldn't say falls apart, but it's not.
No, it's still fine.
It's not.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was still there during the third act. It just, I felt like story-wise it wasn't right exactly.
Especially after reading the actual ending of the book. I was like, what was wrong with that?
All right. So, spoilers?
Yeah, let's go.
All right off the back, you know what scared the shit out of me the most? That spinal shit.
What's that? Oh,
with the sister.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that freaked me out.
Yeah, that was weird, man. And what was going on in there?
You know what? That's something I've always noticed about Stephen King. Is he is a master at mixing real life horrors with fantasy horrors. You know,
right?
And that's what makes Pet Sematary work, as we were saying about setting up this town they're living in and this weird, creepy, you know, like kind of off the beaten path, like house in the middle of the boonies.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, well, of course there's a Native American burial ground here, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And also, the look of the Native American burial ground was awesome. I kind of liked how it was more almost temple-ish.
Dude, it was... Wait, you're talking about the... That was another thing I was going to say, is I like how the Pet Sematary you see in the trailer, and I'm a newbie here, I haven't seen any of them or read any in the books, I haven't read the book, but I like how the Pet Sematary you see in the trailer isn't the actual Pet Sematary. It's beyond that. It's beyond the deadfall that Judd Crandall left. It's
Hold
like
on,
a
Robert.
giant mountain.
Yeah, sorry, you were saying, giant mountain.
It's that giant mountain, and it's like fog everywhere, and like, that was another thing, like, obviously getting a little bit ahead of myself, but the scene where he brings the daughter up there and buries her, like, he's like walking through the fog and there's fucking lightning and shit and wolves are howling, Wendigo's howling, he's got his dead daughter in his hands in a flowing white dress. I'm like, this feels like a fucking like Wagner opera. Like, this feels like some crazy ass, like... That's
what I mean. It felt...
I loved all of it.
It wasn't just, you know, there's some weird ghost thing and then jumps, like whatever. It was like,
it was atmospherically creepy.
It was atmospherically creepy, and they had a good setting.
Yes, it looked really good, and I liked all of that.
Yeah.
So,
but hold on, are you telling me that the trailer didn't give away everything?
I know, right?
Oh, I know. What a shock.
It's weird.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about the daughter being the one dying instead of the little kid.
That's the biggest change they made. Well, one of the biggest changes they make in this. So, that initially had you a little worried.
Well, my initial thought was, again, mixing the real life with the fantasy horror. What makes the idea of Pet Sematary so freaky to me is it's more like disturbing that it'd be like the little toddler who's coming back from the dead.
And there's more of a inherent moral dilemma because like the kid can barely talk, whereas like I think with this one, she's vocalizing everything like, fuck you, I hate you, you killed me, blah, blah, blah. Whereas like the toddler would have just been like,
well, see,
that monosyllabic shit, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the cussing girl, it's like, fuck you, bitch. Like, I want to kill you.
Yeah.
Whereas the kid, it's like, I want to kill him because I don't want to get killed, but he's a baby.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it's like. Stephen King loves to tap into the, like, how can I make this situation as uncomfortable as possible?
Right.
You know? But honestly, I kind of, as much as I'm normally against, ooh, what's your take? I found this enjoyable because...
Yeah. Overall, it works.
Because the difference is, similar to what I was saying about zombies, now you have a kid who's a little bit older and understands a little bit more.
And it makes for some great scenes, like the back and forth scenes between her and Jason Clarke, where she's like, I'm dead, aren't I?
Yeah.
Like, this is weird. It's good weird. It's like, this is a weird conversation.
Yeah, it's way more creepy, especially because they had gone through that discussion and, you know, the dad said one thing, the mom said another. So she was kind of mixed up about what was she really like. She's at that phase where she's what, like 8, 9, 10-ish?
Yeah.
So you're right at that age where you're a little, you know, you're like your cognitive abilities are a little more advanced than obviously a 2-3-year-old, you know.
Shout out to the girl for playing that role. Yeah. It's not an easy role. And did you get a sense that like her performance as the undead child was actually better than playing a normal little girl?
A little bit.
It just felt like she was trying to play natural a little bit too much as a little girl. But when she flipped on the switch to being evil, I'm like, I buy it.
Well, that's what I'm saying is because she's a little bit older and like you know you're a little more like mentally there when you're 10. That made for a different type of creepy, which again normally at first I wasn't a fan of. But it made her a more sort of more formidable villain because
there's more to her.
Yeah, exactly. There's more to her, which in turn it's kind of like her evil persona has more of a reason to be pissed off at her parents.
Exactly. I get that. I get that sense
because it seems like the Pet Sematary obviously has some pull on your personality, but you're still you.
Right. You still have your memories and imprinted ideas and such. Here's an interesting question I have for you. So in the beginning, Victor Pascow, the boy, that poor kid that gets killed in that car accident, he gets hit by a car and he, like, I'm assuming, like, skids across the pavement and, like, we can see, like, his brain and shit. Yeah. So when Ellie Creed gets hit by she gets cleaned by a fucking tanker. Oh my God, tanker,
yeah, I've heard this. Whatever, man.
She's like, just like, oh, like, I was knocked over. It's like, dude, no, she'd be a smear. Come on, man. Like, you're... Like, I would have rather them not shown it. Wouldn't that have been more powerful? Like, we just see a reaction shot of, like...
You don't get a real good look.
But there's, like, no blood. And I'm to believe that some motherfucker gets hit by a car and all of a sudden his brain is showing and she gets fucking...
the tanker does skid. It could have just been at the end of its skid and it's just like, doink.
She got fucking depleted by it. I'm like, damn, she'd fucking
even a small doink.
Yeah,
would deplete.
I'm not a big, I'm not saying I want to see a bloody dead body of a little girl, but one of the things about Hereditary that, spoilers for Hereditary, I guess, that made it so like not fucking around is they show us a decapitated little girl in the first like 10 minutes or 20 minutes of the movie. So you're like, all right, got it. This is what I'm dealing with, and it would have made the tone that much more dour, which is what I liked. I'm like, fuck, I love that Stephen King and the filmmakers rather are plunging me into this fucking muck of morality. Like, fuck, what is going to happen? Yeah. So I think that added element of Jesus Christ, she is dead. Yeah. Like, she's fucking dead would have made for that much more of a punch. Because that was what I was doing the whole movie is I already knew what was going to happen because everybody knows that. And I was just dreading it. I'm like, I know where this is going. Yeah. I don't like it.
Well, see, it was in perfect line with Stephen King. I don't know if this is in the novel, but on her birthday, too.
Oh, God.
Man. Alexander and the Horrible, Rotten, No Good Day. Move over. We've got a new winner.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. It's called
First, my cat runs away and scratches me, and then a tanker truck just kills me. What a drag. All right, children's publishers, or whatever the fuck.
Get on it.
Yeah, we got a new kids book. It's going to be hot.
Yeah.
It's going to be a real
page turner.
It's going to be a New York Times bestseller.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the dude Jason Clarke, whatever. What's the hell are their names?
Louis Creed.
Creed, yeah.
Two movies with Creed that we've seen recently.
Yeah. So Louis Creed. I like how when he finally realizes it works, he just kind of throws out everything he had thought out the window and just descends into madness.
Oh, yeah.
Which I kind of liked because I thought, all right, so when he gets killed, I don't have to feel bad.
Yeah. Yeah. He does realize he makes a mistake, but at that point it's too late.
But it's so crazy as he becomes a bastard to his family. Feel bad for Gage and the wife.
The wife, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cautionary tale, Alex. Don't go to Native American burial grounds and try and reanimate the dead bodies of your cat and or daughter.
As they say, sometimes dead is better.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah, part was also creepy as hell when he's brushing the hair and it gets snagged on the staples.
Yeah, from the what do you call it, the mortician or whatever, trying to put her back together.
What was that? Just a snag.
Yeah,
that was another one of those things where you felt there's you felt more of a presence. Because again, she's like, I'm dead, aren't I? You're right. There's something just extra sinister about those scenes.
It's sinister and just like, oh man, it was really weird, like off-putting in a good way. You're like, oh man, I don't like this.
All right, so you want to skip ahead to the third act? Yeah. So things are pretty cool. Then the family gets back.
Yeah, and they all die.
Yeah, but what literally makes no sense about it is...
It feels too quick.
It feels too quick, but there's also a part that's like... There's something that happens that's real dumb. Okay, so Ellie's finally gone batshit crazy. She's gotten all stab happy with the knife.
Right.
Kills the mom. But manages to throw what's his name out the window. Not like throw him, but drop him down.
Toss him down, yeah.
Yeah, just a nice baby toss.
Yeah, yeah. Like you do with your kids.
It's like a carny, toss the baby. Land on the arms, do no harm.
Yeah.
Step right up. Anyway.
Oh, man.
So she carny tosses the baby down, and he carny catches the baby.
Yes.
So in the arms, no harms.
Yes.
Then what the hell? He like goes back inside or something.
He goes to Judd's house. He puts the kid in the car, and then he goes to Judd's house.
Yeah.
Right? To see what's up, what's what, and then he sees that he's dead.
Oh yeah, the Judd getting killed scene was pretty much on par with how it happens in the first movie. And I think the book. I'm not sure, don't quote me on it. Anyway, so after that all goes awry, and then the house is just having a bout of shenanigans going down. So she eventually buries the mom in the graveyard. So they come back
very fast.
Yeah.
By the way.
What is so completely, utterly pointless is, okay, we're gonna knock you out, not kill you, just knock you unconscious, so you can wake up in the graveyard to have an extra chance to escape.
But then not.
Because we're gonna kill you and we're gonna bury you here. It just felt like an excuse to have the climactic scene take place in the graveyard,
and then also,
which they could have set up, but. Like, why would you have it where they have him dead to rights in the house? We're only going to knock you out to take you to this graveyard that's for resurrecting people. It felt so dumb. Oh shit, he's getting away. Kill him. Ah, damn. Yeah, finally, we got him. You know what we should do while we're here? I'm just saying, for convenience sake, while we're here, we might as well resurrect him. Okay.
Yeah. And then...
you know what I mean? It felt stupid.
They do that. And then a 2-year-old baby burns to death.
What are you talking about?
That's what happens at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah, no, he walks up to the car, right?
With a gas canister in his hand, implying that they're going to kill the baby, right?
Or maybe he's going to channel the ghost of Victor, I don't know.
I don't want to be buried in Pet Sematary. Don't you like this movie? How that juxtaposes like this little.
You mean the weird Liz Phair version?
That's what it sounded like.
I don't know who.
It's like the last shot of that really just like, I don't know why it pissed me off. And I'm not one of these think of the children Roger Ebert types, but like the last shot of this movie is like a 2-year-old infant child watching his dead family walk up to him with a gas canister.
That's usually a little easier to stomach when it's like the counselor at spoilers, if you haven't seen Friday the 13th, it's over 30 years old. But anyway, Jason jumps out of the lake.
Yeah.
Also worth mentioning, she doesn't die.
Well, yeah, but true.
Spoilers for Friday the 13th Part 2, sorry, but it's also about 30 years old.
Yeah, so get the fucking times. But
yeah.
I just feel like cutting from that to that song, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
wasn't that a fun movie?
Yeah, come on, guys, give us some money for the sequel. It's not bad, not a bad movie. Yeah. But goddamn, was that a woefully unforgiving ending?
You know what the other thing is? What we've just described about the whole like killing Judd, the house. That's all in the span of maybe less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's very quick, and it all kind of comes to a very quick and
because this movie takes
stop.
Its time to set up. It's a slow burn.
And I like that. I like when this movie was more of a cerebral, romp through. Should I fucking bring my dead daughter back to life or not?
And there's also the whole idea with the Victor and the mom's hallucinations getting worse about her sister, about how it was this Indian burial ground has ripple effects on this entire town.
That was a little unclear to me.
Well, see, I mean, it was cool, but it was. A little bit, but
I kind of got that sense, but it definitely felt like where it's like there's something wrong with this town.
Yeah, that's the other thing is that's why I'm saying it's sort like as much as it was kind of cool, the fact that they gloss over it so
it's just not explained as much.
That's what I mean.
Because like with it's like it's a thing, it's a creature doing this, but with Pet Sematary, it's like it's
this
a
town
piece
is
of
weird.
land.
Yeah.
It's like it's land doing
but
this.
Then it does like other things. I'm saying some of that stuff was cool on its own right, but I mean you don't need to over explain it, but they just barely gloss over it. So there's that. Also, I was glad that because this is the part in the trailer where I thought this is stupid. I hope this doesn't make its way in too much. The kids with their dumb little drums.
Yeah, it's kind of a red herring.
Yeah, it was a huge red herring, and
That whole Pet Sematary, the proper Pet Cemetery, was a red herring. It's
Yeah.
like, that's what I liked. I'm like, oh, that's not the actual Pet Cemetery.
And I was glad that the dumb kids in the unscary animal masks was not part of it.
Right.
So, despite the third act being a little loosey-goosey / meh, I thought it was still pretty solid. All right, so moving along to scores, I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5.
I'm not too much further below you. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Bringing us to a grand total of 9.5 out of 15, which is all right.
Yeah.
So that'll do it for our review of Dead People Smell Bad.